I've never imagined one day that I would have the opportunity to become a pro gamer. Like, to be honest, I was just a little kid playing with my brother and my family, and we were just having fun. I was just competing on Warcraft at first. I was doing some tournaments here and there, but my main priority was still school. I got into esports when it was not as big as it is now, and I could see the difference. At first we had to go to tournaments with our own computers, we had to travel, and not everything was still set up as it is now. So I could see the evolution and the improvements. One day LCS started and I jumped into Fnatic, and it became the beginning of my career. The first game I played was with my brother. I have like some vague ideas about the game. I think it was on Mega Drive. I was 2. I actually have some memories, but not all of them. I was playing with my older cousins and my brother, and I actually didn't want them to make me play because I was young and putting aside. I wanted to compete with them. I wanted to deserve my spot and actually be able to challenge them. When it came down to tournaments, I had to deal with some issues because my parents always wanted me to actually study and stay on that path where I had to have good grades to be able to play. But at the same time, I knew that I could perform playing video games, but I was really far away of believing that it would become the next big thing. So I was still being a good kid, going to school, having good grades, and so I could have a deal with my parents where I could actually manage to still have a lot of time to play, so they would allow me to do so. I remember it was like my main hobby. Whenever I was getting out from school, I was going to my house, and before doing my homework or anything, I was just playing a few hours, and then at weekends I would sometimes go maybe 8 hours away from my house by train or by car, and then I would just take part in a tournament for 1 or 2 days, and then I would come back at the end of the weekend and just go back to school like a regular kid. Before Fnatic, I've had some teams where I've played, like for example in Warcraft 3 I have different team, and then Season 1, Season 2 I was playing against the former Fnatic members. I already knew that brand, and I knew that they had good players and a very good reputation in esports. It was a dream for me to actually play with them and put that jersey, and I still remember that before Season 3 started, Reckless was not old enough to take part in the competition, so they needed someone to replace him. I got the trial where they decided to take me on board. I had to step up because I actually took a break at that time from competitive. I was more focusing on studying, and then one day they asked me like, would you be interested in playing for the team, for the organization? And I was like, oh, I'm not as confident as I was few months before, but I could give it a try. And I'm glad that I actually took that opportunity, because I would be nowhere of where I am today. In the early days, I have so many good memories, it's the adventure as a whole. I was personally playing at my house alone, and I had some fears of the competitions because I had to move here and there, and League of Legends allowed me to move abroad and play in a different environment. And then I realized that my life would completely change because I would have to move to Germany, live with a bunch of guys that I didn't even know that well. I actually got matched with good guys. I always think that I got lucky with that, never had any issues. It was like really fun times.
Bar, you suck.
It was like...
Me? Yeah, I know.
We were performing, so this made the adventure very easy. When you win so many titles, when you make really good relationship, when you're having fun, then you're just happy, and I was genuinely happy doing that.
Fnatic have lost their minds. They are jumping, they are screaming.
About the plays that I remember, I would say in season 1 when I was playing against Fnatic during the finals, when I was shooting the arrow with Ash from like really far away, and I was like, oh, he's gonna hit it. I'm pretty sure, you know, I was already announcing it.
Fnatic, it looks like they are going to lose another one. She goes down, and coming across was the Ash arrow. A beautiful job. She is all the way down in middle.
I remember also when I had to do the transition from AD carry to support, I was actually really lost, you know. I didn't have any experience, and then I had to jump into the LCS, and I had only a few months to actually perform, and my teammates put a lot of trust on me, and I had to work really, really hard. And I personally managed to show up at Worlds, where I think in 2013 we were actually playing really well together, and you know, all this hard work was finally paying off, and I was really happy. And then when I think about other memories, it's about the whole 2015 year, you know, season 5, where we had to build up a new team from scratch. And considering the circumstances before, where I actually wanted to stop playing and everyone was leaving, the team was falling apart, I was like, should I keep playing? And I was like, yeah, this is my chance, you know. And I have so many good moments that I can remember in game and outside of the game, and it's just part of the journey.
Fnatic are the champions. That man on your screen, Yellowstar, is the only 4-time winner. Rebuilding Fnatic.
The reason why I stick with Fnatic for so long is that they gave me the opportunity to actually start my pro gamer career, and I have to recognize, you know, looking back, that only hundreds of players actually have that opportunity among millions of players. We've always got treated really well. We were having a lot of fun within the members, and you know, so I didn't have the need or the feel that I had to go somewhere else. But you know, one day I just realized that maybe I was looking for something else, to discover like new environment, get to work with new people, and just see how it is somewhere else. But it was a really, really good experience playing and working with them. I really enjoyed my time. When I started to play competitively, the biggest achievement that I wanted to accomplish was probably be world champion when it comes down to League of Legends. We only reached semifinals twice, but when I look back, I think it's a really complete achievement. Oh, I actually once reached the finals, season 1, but I wouldn't consider it as it would be nowadays, you know, season 2, season 3, where more and more people started playing. It was still a small thing at that time. But then, you know, when LCS started, we actually managed to win like 5 out of 8 times. So I think that's quite good, you know, like being part of 5 championships, world championship is actually nice too. But you know, being at the top of Europe for so many times, and when you go to international competitions, you can actually play against the best players in the world, and you see that you can actually compete against them, makes me feel really rewarded.
And Fnatic will become the first team in LCS history to do it! The perfect split, 18-0!
Holding the record of being undefeated during the regular season, you know, like so many people were praising, like, oh, you guys managed to 18-0, but in our mind, it was, oh, the season is already over. And for us, we were telling ourselves that we've lost games, you know. It's not really deserved because so many games were struggling and we were almost losing. We had only our Nexus turrets or something, and then we were still coming back, and we're like, whew, okay guys, we didn't lose. But then when we actually accomplished like the 18-0, we didn't really realize that it was something phenomenal, you know. We were just like, oh, okay, we managed to do it, that's great, you know. But now, a year later, I'm like, actually, still no one has been undefeated during the whole regular split. You know, holding a record is always nice, so you can always remind your name and the team that who has done that, you know. I've been thinking about retiring several times. The first time was in season 4, where we got to Korea to bootcamp right before Worlds. It was a whole new thing for us, and we were not performing that well, and we thought that going over there to practice was a good idea, and it actually was, because we were practicing so many days, and I felt like in a month we actually improved more than like almost 4 or 5 months of practice. So it was really efficient, but we put so many efforts, and just failing during group stage was really painful. I didn't think that it was possible to be that disappointed, and that's how the team fell apart, because everyone was really sad about the situation. I got a lot of help from my family, from my friends, and everyone that was close to me to actually pursue my dreams and do what would make me genuinely happy. And I was thinking like, should I keep playing for more years? And you know, and then I was like, yes, I want to play, I want to compete, I still want to compete, I still have things to prove. And it turned that it was actually the best year, the following one. 2016 has been really unstable to me. It was a really new experience. I would say in-game, because I got to play with people that I've never played with. I didn't know them personally or anything. I don't regret anything, because it just teach me so many things that I wouldn't have if I stayed in Europe. And you know, then I came back in Fnatic as a new player, I would say, even though we were still 3 remaining players from the past year. But I didn't really feel the same, but we had high hopes, high expectations, and not qualifying for Worlds for the first time made me think that I might be the problem. I don't enjoy, I really feel tired playing for so many hours. My body gets tired, and mentally too. So I was like, if I feel this way, then it's for sure a sign to retire. But I was sad to feel this way, because I still want to compete. My motivation was still the same, but I was disappointing myself because I was not playing as good as I wanted to, and I actually hurt my teammates too. And I felt very sorry, more for them. And yeah, that's why I think I just have to stop. What I will miss the most when I won't be a pro gamer anymore is to have that adrenaline, all that energy right before the match. You know, you've been practicing so many hours that you feel ready. You feel ready to face the opponent. You feel ready to play with your teammate, to trust them, and put everything together to just have one thing in mind, is to win. You know, you trust them, you trust your teammates, you trust that they will do everything to work towards your direction, and it's just an amazing feeling. And all the people like cheering for you whenever you make a big play, or you know, it's just something that I'm gonna miss, really. The fans are taking care of us. They are giving us gifts, but the biggest gift that they've given me over the years are the support that they've offered me when we were performing, when we were having hard times. They're always cheering for you, and it's just the best feeling that you can have. The moral support is just nothing near to what they could give you, you know. And this is what I'm really grateful for. They've helped me. When they criticize you, when they praise you, you just deserve what you've done, you know. So I'm really grateful that they've helped me throughout my career. I don't even know if there are any words to say enough about how thankful I am to Fnatic, to my parents, to my family, to my friends, to the fans. So everyone that I've got to meet, to work with, the ones that I've got to talk to, you know, everyone that is involved in my life. I don't know, I'm just so grateful because everyone has been helping me, and you know, I've always wanted to improve day by day. They're always been here for me, and it's something that I cannot like. Yeah, I don't have the words for it.